everyone, and welcome to Live in the Solution. These are your readings for February the 26th through March the 4th. And first of all, I want to give a little astrological report on what's going on, because there's a lot going on this week. And I will put in the show more section below the timeline that you can skip the astrological report if you are checking out your sun, moon and rising, because these are for your sun, moon and rising also. Thank you guys for all the wonderful comments, for liking my videos, for sharing them, and for subscribing. And please, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I have also created a Patreon page, and if you would like to show a little love, you know, please patronize me on Patreon. People say, don't patronize me. Please patronize me. The link to Patreon is in the show more section below. I welcome constructive criticism. I just kind of did it today. It was, or yesterday, I should say. So I've kind of, you know, trying to get my head around all this technical stuff, and you know, it is what it is anyway. So I would really appreciate it if you check out my Patreon page. So without further ado, let's go to the astrological happenings and transits this week. Now we have on the 1st, we have a full moon in Virgo. Now Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces, and Pisces is dreamy, watery, go with the flow, spiritual, yeah, whatever, you know. And Virgo is practical. It's an earth sign. It's, you know, a perfectionist, analytical, you know, has to get things right. Now, this is happening, I normally don't mention the degrees, but this is happening at 11 degrees and 22 minutes. 2 power numbers. So that's kind of exciting. So it means it's a very powerful full moon. We're going to feel kind of emotional and possibly self-critical or criticizing others. We need to be aware of this. We need to be aware of our internal dialogue. We need to be aware of how we need to be kind. So we've got to put kindness and compassion in front this week. And it's really important to keep our focus on what we have accomplished as opposed to what we haven't, and how we've done our best. And if we are going to criticize, we need to do it in constructive criticism. Like I take constructive criticism, I welcome it. I can have growth through constructive criticism. I don't take that personal, but when it's unkind, and of course, that hurts my feelings if it's unkind. So I'm very fortunate that I get lovely comments. Occasionally, I'll get one or two that are unkind, and I just send them off with love. Because what you put out, you know, you get back sometimes. So I have to be mindful to be constructively critical about myself, because we can also, when we're constructively critical with ourselves, it's kind of personal growth, isn't it? It's looking at where we need to improve. That's constructive criticism, but it's not, you know, like you're no good and you can't do this and why do you bother, and you know, you're useless, and you know, those kind of thoughts are not helpful. So we have to really be aware of our internal dialogue and how we're treating others. We all want to be treated with kindness and compassion, don't we? So that's what we need to do. We need to do with others. Now, at the time of this full moon, around the time of this full moon, we also have Mercury in a positive aspect to Jupiter, which means, you know, Mercury is about the intellect, Jupiter is about expansion. So it means, you know, brilliant ideas, innovative, creative ideas. And I always feel that we get that when we go inside and we meditate. So that's a brilliant, wonderful opportunity to meditate and get these wonderful, incredible, creative ideas and how to move forward with our lives. Now, we have, of course, we have the sun in Pisces. and right next to Neptune. And the sun is about identity. Neptune is about, spirituality, angels, guides. It's a wonderful time to connect with your spirit guides and angels and really connect spiritually, and really identify what your belief system is. This is a wonderful time to explore that. Incredible creative meditative meditations are possible at this time. Now, Mercury and Venus are conjunct with Jupiter in Scorpio, right? Mercury and Venus in Pisces are conjunct with Jupiter in Scorpio. So we've got Jupiter in play a lot. This is expansion. So it's very, very important to keep our thoughts and positive and optimistic, and because we can go down the spiral in the other way, right? Whatever we focus on expands at this time. So it's really, really important to really look at how we're thinking and what we're projecting out into the world. It's a wonderful time. That aspect creates this wonderful kind of spiritual conversations. It's about being receptive. It's feminine energy. It's receptivity and it's healing, deeply healing. So when we can have these philosophical, incredible spiritual conversations, and it's a very healing energy that's coming in. It's about having trust and faith in divine timing. It's about being patient, because we could have this tendency to be a little irritated next week. If we are aware of that, we can sit back, take a breath, and just, you don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what feelings they're processing and so it's about being patient, it's about being kind, and it's about stepping back and being in Pisces energy. Okay, let's go with the flow. You don't have to beat the horn. You don't have to, shout at someone. You don't have to, put yourself in that anger. Now, Venus and Mercury connect with Chiron, right? And Chiron's the healing wound, the wounded healer, the healing wounded, the wounded healer. This is a perfect time for healing and personal growth, and it's a positive healing energy. So this week, I think, is a wonderful week when we're aware of the shadow side of things, so that we can keep it on the positive. We can, connect with other people and, have these wonderful conversations. We can meditate. We can work on it, healing our soul, healing our psyche, expansion, growth, personal growth. This is a perfect week for personal growth. March has the energy of the number 5. Freedom, expansion, change, doing things differently, not wanting to be tied down, keep moving forward, keep it on the move, restlessness, right? So it's interesting that we have all these planetary aspects, this astrological change that's going on. So it really kind of goes with March, right? Okay, let's go to your cards, shall we? Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for February the 26th through March the 4th. And your first card is the 5 of Swords. Now, you see how the swords go out into a point. There's lots of things going on in this. I feel that there's some kind of conflict going on. That's what this is saying. And this, look, everything's pointing, right, at the moth, right? And it's kind of overwhelming. And I always feel that when this card comes up, sometimes you've got to let the battle go. It's about not fighting too hard, knowing your limitations. Sometimes you have to, lose the battle to win the war. You know, I always think of this like a dog with a bone, you know, not letting go of something, even when it's almost when you're still in this fight and you kind of know you're not going to win, and you know that it's not quite right, but it's like ego, it's like your pride, you can't let go. But actually, when people admit that they're wrong or they back down from a situation, to me, that's really courageous. That's the courageous part of it. Being able to admit when you are wrong, being able to tell the truth seeing the truth in the situation for yourself, because sometimes we lie to ourselves more than we lie to anyone else, you know. So it's very important to come out of denial. This isn't a battle that you can win. Cut your losses and let it go. Clarifying it is clarifying it's the Ace of Winter. Now, this is a wonderful new opportunity that's coming up for you. And so this is about not being deterred about the battles and still going forward. So you may be disheartened by this fight that you're in, but it's okay to let it go, and it's okay to keep going forward. Sometimes things feel like a difficult start, but particularly this week, it's about divine timing. It's not about our timing. It's about having patience. Patience is the big word of the week, right? It's about, you know, sit back, darling. Sit back, let go of the drama, and just keep don't give up hope. This is definitely not the end. This is the beginning of something quite wonderful. The next card that's coming out, yeah, you see, the next card is the Chariot. This is about balancing opposing forces. This is about a very difficult, I don't want to say, I'm going to say journey, right? This is navigating through a very difficult time, but coming out victoriously. So this is like really hard work, but this is about being focused. So don't let these little things deter you. Don't let them, you know, get in the way. Release them, let them go. They're not worth your time or effort. Let that go. Keep moving forward. Oh, gosh, sorry about that. Someone was at the door. So let's go back to the Chariot. This is definitely asking you to be really focused. And then listen, this is when your things are moving really fast, but you have to have laser focus in order to keep that balance, right? Two opposing forces here. So this is definitely about a journey that's been really difficult, but it's been a very hard journey. And perhaps you're coming to the end of it right now. You may still be in that journey, whatever it is. But this is a triumphant ending to it. So, you know, things are okay. And look, clarifying that is the Two of Summer. So because this is like a fast and furious, you could actually have met someone quite new, and it's kind of they're coming in really fast, and you've had a very difficult journey. Or if you're in a relationship, this could mean that it's kind of falling in love all over again. In the traditional tarot, this is like two cups, and each person is reflected in that cup. So I always think about kindness and compassion when this card comes up, and treating people the way you want to be treated. And that's exactly what I'm getting, because that's definitely what the whole week is about with this full moon in Virgo. So this is about coming to, look, treating people the way you want to be treated. Right? Things are going to happen fast this week. Things are moving at a very fast pace. So it's kind of stressful. And you can have that tendency. Also, you can have that tendency to be critical towards yourself. You've got to really release that, those judgments on yourself and self-criticism. You can be constructively criticizing yourself for growth, but for personal growth, but not berating yourself. So here you go. You've got the Page of Swords, right? This is information that's coming in for you. So this is information swift, and sometimes this information is not delivered in the best possible way. Can be like, it can be the truth. When this comes in, it's saying don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, because sometimes when this information is given to us in this way, we want to reject it because we're like, but this is saying, if somebody tells you something this week, and even if it doesn't feel good, just be open to hearing it, right? Because this may be a gem of truth in there, and there may be a message that you really need to hear. And this, yes, you see, you've got the 8 of Autumn clarifying that. And that means that you really have to do more research. So this information is coming to you. It's about being open to hearing it. And it's about listening to it and looking at it and doing research on it. It may be there may be a gem in there that you really, this might be an opportunity. I feel that an opportunity is coming in for you, and with information for an opportunity. So I have a feeling that this is called the apprenticeship card. So it's really, the meaning behind it is learn all you can. So this information that's coming to you, do the research on it. Don't negate it. Actually spend time looking at it and researching it, for sure. So I do feel that this is like balance, right? This is asking you to focus and balance. We're in Pisces, is Neptune in Pisces right now, and it's like, oh, it's dreamy, it's being distracted, it's off in your head. And this card is asking you to be laser focused, really focus on what's going on in front of you. And you're going to have focus on those around you. That you're going to feel this wonderful, emotional, you're going to feel filled up, and you're going to feel that love for people when you are focused in the present moment. Keep your eye on the ball, Sagittarius. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.